Yeah, I had a source at OP, as I did everywhere. So the number one rule between me and my sources was that we don't communicate over the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this source made the biggest mistake ever.
And communicated
He
over
contacted me over the phone, not just a phone, landline, yeah, OP.
Yo.
So he tells me, I have something for you. Then I tell him, but we don't do it this way, man. We have our code, how we communicate, and then we meet, and then we take it from there. So it was already too late. They picked it. He was under surveillance. As he was making copies of this document, they were watching him.
Yeah.
Until he got them in the brown envelope. So when I met him, it wasn't to collect the envelope. But then he blundered.
Welcome to Moving Humanity Forward podcast. My name is Kathy Malajani. You can call me #CuriousKath because you know what? I always have so very many questions. I always like to tell people as well that I'm the village girl from Ramosa, aka the village chick with plenty chic, aka Now today our guest is a former investigative journalist. He is a columnist. He was CEDA ambassador. He's a farmer. He's a husband. Kila feta ka tronko 5 days inyana. I think at this point you know who I'm speaking about. I do have a public figure, a celebrity, married man. There's really quite a lot that you can say about my guest today. And I think a lot of people know him to be traveling the country as well as outside. And just last week, he announced Teso, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Travel Agency, which is a safari expedition travel company, and it specializes in self-drive adventures across Botswana. This is all across our renowned tourism and safari destinations. I do believe at this point you are aware that I am speaking about Warabile Sonny Serite. A very, very good afternoon to you and welcome to Moving Humanity Forward podcast, Sonny.
Good afternoon, Kathy, and thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you. That is your name, right, in the ID.
Yeah.
What made you decide Warabile wasn't cool and choose to go with Sonny?
They're both cool. They're both in my ID.
Okay.
I'm Warabile Sonny Serite.
Okay.
Warabile, my parents tell me it derives from the fact that they were having girls only until I came fifth.
So Mudimu Arabile, the prayer for a boy child.
And then Sonny, apparently I was given the name by some guy. My parents were staying in Tutume when I was conceived. So some guy that you're going to see my Sonny boy. So that's
was
what
it when
your
your mom was still carrying you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So Warabile Sonny Serite.
Okay, I love that. But talk to me about media, because that's where a lot of people know you from. I know you from that space as well. I want to know what inspired you to get into the fourth estate. Did you study media?
I studied media, but later in my life. But where it all started, from as young as I was doing standard 3 in Frankstown, I was staying with my dad. And the old man would come from work at actually daily news, and then he'd give me the daily news to read it aloud for him.
Okay.
And then he would correct me, no, that's not how you pronounce that word. So the curiosity started there. But okay, but these people, how do they gather all these stories and put them together? So, and then when I was doing, I think, Form 3 at Matter's Bay, we had Emma Mbukulu came to interview us. She was doing a segment about teenagers for The Voice. So I was featured in that interview. And then so she came, talked to me, she was taking notes. And then this is how it comes out in the newspaper. So I think that's where it all started.
But then did you study media?
No, I didn't study media. Funny enough, okay, I was good at writing, expressing my opinions. So how it started, I started writing letters to the editor.
Okay.
I was writing letters to the editor.
At what age? As a teenager?
No, not as a teenager. After school now.
Okay,
After
okay.
school, yeah. After school, I would write letters to the editor. I remember at some point, I featured every week go the Gazette. Aubrey Luther would even call me, "Hey, bro, how much I say?" So
what's your contribution this week?
Yeah. So I was writing every week letters to the editor, and then Botswana Ntuane recommended me to Spencer at Sunday Standard.
Oh no, meet. Did you guys have a relationship?
Botsalo. Yeah, I knew Botsalo. So he's one of the people by Lore. He liked my contribution, my political commentary every week. He spoke to Spencer. There's this guy who writes every week letters to the editor. Why don't you give him space to have a column? And at the time, Sunday Standard was about to give birth to its sister publication,
The Telegraph.
Then that's how the whole thing started. Your column.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my next question. But what did you study, and how did you? So basically, you found yourself in the media space because of that, because you kind of had a lot to say through your letters to the editor. What were some of the things you were writing, and what was your background in terms of what you studied?
Trust me, my background was only knowing how to write in English.
Okay.
In as far as media is concerned, I had no academic qualification. It was just being able to write what I think. Yeah. And that's how it started. So I even venturing into journalism, I started without any qualification in journalism.
Yeah.
And then later I decided, you know what,
Let me
I
get
might
the
as well get the
qualification.
papers.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, obviously you've been around, I want to say at least 2 decades within the media industry.
Yeah.
What would you say the industry is looking like right now, state of the media?
I'm not impressed with it. There are times where I feel pity for journalists who are currently practicing, because they don't have breaking news. Everything they write is something that we already read about on social media. It's not like back in the day where you'd wait for a newspaper to know what's happening, because even sources would go to journalists. Nowadays, everyone wants to be the one breaking the story. If you know about something, you want to be the one breaking it instead of passing it through a journalist. Yeah, so I think, the reason I chose to be an investigative journalist is because I didn't believe in this thing, what a PR, where you are called for a press conference, the company will tell you, no, we did this. I want to be the one investigating the behind the scenes.
And finding out for
what you don't
yourself.
want the public to know. That's where I am. Yeah.
So na le element ya borumolano mo go wena.
Not really borumulano. It's just to dig out the truth. I mean, we are the fourth estate.
Yeah.
We need to bring into the open that otherwise people won't want to be open, to be in the open space. So, and I'm proud to say, in the 20 years that I've dug out all the dirt and everything, I've never been sued. Do you know why? Because for me, it wasn't personal. I would never publish anything without facts, without giving my subject the right of reply. So, yeah.
You're taking me to something I want to get to, and Ukila feta ka tronko for a few days. So I actually even wanted to say former jailbird, but I don't know if 5 days can, qualify that label. But let's talk a little bit about the current, because you mentioned investigative journalism, and you also just mentioned like the state of the media is something you're quite embarrassed of. So I have 15 years in the field of media, and I want to imagine, if you look around, you'll see there are not a lot of people who stay in the field for very long, because unfortunately the truth is it's quite an industry that doesn't pay very well, right? So my questions, two of them are: one, who do you think is doing well in terms of investigative journalism right now? And then secondly, don't you think, or in fact, maybe I should say, what do you think this is attributed, or the poor state of the media is attributed to? Because in my mind, if you don't pay people well, the chances that if I have dirt on you, I'm not publishing it. I'm going to come to you with it and say, I mean, like
Yeah.
help me out. Or even if I did have plans of publishing it, sometimes you'll find the higher ups are the ones that then end up selling it. You know, your editors and so forth. They don't run the story; it gets killed along the way. Or if the company or organization finds out about it, then they come and offer you, you know, whatever. And
Yeah. I think currently, I would say the guys at the Tuesday Grill, people tend to take them lightly, but I think they're doing a good job. You know, when you are doing investigative work, you know you are doing well. When today you are accused of being a BDP member, your next edition you are accused of being a UDC member.
Yeah.
It shows how you are balanced. I mean, it doesn't matter what you are not only focused on one side.
Yeah.
So I think that they're doing well. They're doing well. With more encouragement, more resources, I think they can make a great team of investigative journalism. Investigative journalism is about doing that without giving a care of what would people say, for as long as you have your facts together.
Yeah.
You know, I've written about a lot of people. Some of them, they'll think, I know this one is my brother, but when I have the goods on you and I have the facts right,
Yeah.
I just write. There was one minister, he was a good friend of mine. I remember I was about to get married. He even promised to donate a car. Just a week before my marriage, I wrote something about him.
Yeah. And then the
I
car
never got
didn't
the
happen.
car.
The car didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think because investigative journalism by its nature, it's expensive. So if you don't have resources, it needs traveling, it needs patience.
Research.
So if our media houses are not willing to, to spend to get proper investigation, that's why we will get all this. And then there's a lot of temptation when you're an investigative journalist. Trust me, they will come to you, offer money. You have no idea the amount of money I turned down when I was still in investigative journalism. Yeah, people, they know what journalists had idea. They'd come to you, no, Monaco, well, I story, so let's do this. But I always refused. Yeah.
So in terms of the state of our media now, what do you think is causing it to be that way?
I think journalists are not being paid. So if you pay peanuts, they always say you will attract monkeys, but not really whether they are monkeys, but shoddy. The job will always be shoddy because how about that motivation to wake up and go to work and do a thorough job, because you know what, like, hey, it's risky. Why should I do all this risky job for peanuts?
Yeah.
So I think it's all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it needs happen nowadays. I think maybe journalists are just doing it for the salary, just to get by. It's not, for some of us it was passion. Yes, monetary rewards they would come, but first it was passion. Most of the stories that I did, I remember I traveled, when Terra Blanche was killed.
Yeah.
I went to his farm using my own funds just to go and get the story. I had to go there, disguise, I support the Boers, and they allowed me access into his farm. When Botswana and Zimbabwe, there was some tension between Botswana and Zimbabwe. I think at the time, some Botswana were arrested because they had crossed into Botswana.
Illegally.
Yeah. It was even a mistake, I think. Yeah. So there was that tension. So I went there, did an article, and those 2 articles that I funded myself got me a nomination for a CNN award.
Wow.
So you see,
you use your own funds. It was the passion. Really.
Yeah. So imagine if I had the financial backup of a media house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much further you could have gone.
Exactly.
How many more accolades. Now, let's talk a little bit. You just touched on the marriage and the cow that didn't get to happen.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit. What kind of lyrics were you spitting? Share the tips to the brothers out here to get a woman as beautiful, as fine, as educated. You know, a lot of people are just like, Kante, what is this woman doing with this man? So he must be very good in the smooth lyrical genius. So talk to me about that. How did you meet your wife?
I think it helped that it wasn't verbal.
Okay. You didn't meet verbally first.
Verbally, yeah. Because I'm not an orator, I'm a writer. So it started with writing. At the time, I think 15 years back, she was still studying for her PhD in Australia. So she sent me an inbox to say, "Oh, hello, Khaizadi. I'm studying in Australia. I'm one of your avid readers. Your column keeps me sane
Oh,
when
so she
I'm
reached
busy."
out because of the column.
Yeah. It was because of the column.
Yeah.
So at the time, I think I was a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
So I would receive such, compliments, and I'll say, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." Then after 2 days, I remembered, but there was this beautiful girl who complimented me. Let me
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
And then I looked at her photos. She was so beautiful. Then I think I said, "Oh, so where in Botswana do you come from?" "No, I'm from Manduyan." "Oh, Manduyan, next to Tonot." And she's like, "Oh, you know Manduyan? It's such a small village. I didn't know it." "No, I know it. I'm from Maung." "Oh," she says, "I love Maung." I go, "Oh, really? Next time you come here, I'll take you to Maung."
Okay, so you are the one who's veered.
Yeah. I veered the conversation from the column to now getting to know her interests. And it so happened that she just like me, she loved the bush. And then when she came in December for her holidays, I drove with her to Maun. So I'm a guy who keeps promises, right? I promised her I'll take her to Maun. Then I took her to Maun. Then I booked at Mombo Camp, one of the most expensive campsites in the Okavango. Then I
So
took her
you
there.
were shooting your shot at this
Yeah.
point.
I was
It
still,
was very clear what you're shooting your
yeah,
shot.
yes.
No,
But
but
the prospects were looking good. I mean, if she agreed to drive with me from here to Maun,
Yeah, that was like 1+1.
1+1, and I mean, ke moka go gana o mo ise ko Mombo. The rest was history.
Oh, no, sa itshware, because like you just said, you're not an orator, you're
Yeah,
a writer.
no.
Kana go tle dinozi tse dintsi at that point.
No, there was a lot of exchange, written exchange before we could even speak over the phone.
So how long had you been speaking? So this you met on social media, basically.
We met on social media.
Which
That's
one?
the truth. It was Facebook.
What?
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Wow. So okay, an inbox led to an I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
So
did.
how long had you been speaking on social media before
Before.
you took it to maybe WhatsApp and then?
It could have been 4 or 5 months before she said, "Okay, call me at 8 p.m. I'll be ready for your call."
Yes, because the time difference between Australia and Botswana is about 8 hours.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a bit crazy. So you have to have
Yes.
scheduled it. Otherwise, when
Exactly.
you're up, she's sleeping.
She's
and vice
sleeping.
versa.
So then I made that phone call.
Oh, so she even initiated. You didn't say, "Can I call you?"
I think as we were exchanging, there was a point where you said, "I think we need to move the communication away from inbox,
social
Facebook." Yeah, now we need to go to WhatsApp and then uh, phone calls.
So it was natural and organic. It's not like at some point you're like, "Oh my God, this is it. We're gonna get married and have babies." You just were like,
Yeah,
step by step.
It took some time before we got to know each other before we eventually got married.
So how has it been, Gerardo? What's the married life like? Would you advise? I know a lot of married people who are like, "Don't do it, don't do it." What would your advice be?
No, you can do it. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean, trust me, we need you guys in our lives. I mean, at times I look at my life and I'm like, if she wasn't here, I don't think I'd be where I am. Because at times you need that leash as a man. We think leading all, but at times it's for the good of us.
Yeah.
And I think for us, what keeps us going is because one, we are friends first. We share a lot in common. If I say let's go to the bush, she's always ready. If I say let's go to the farm, she loves the lifestyle that we live together. So
Yeah.
I want to thing ya go dikuku ya go disekgweng tsa gago seo ya go merakeng ya gagwe. So I can say a family, I mean a couple that travels together stays together.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and speaking of, just how important it is to have her, I never think of the word sedition and not think of you, okay? Because that word, in a way, is what landed you in jail for about 5 days. And I still remember the pictures. They say a photo speaks 1,000 words, of you coming out, and she was right there.
By my
And
side.
I thought that was just like, this is a supportive woman who can go at in the trenches, be there with you. So take me a little bit through that experience. Why did you end up in jail? What did you do? O sentseng, o tswileng, o dirileng?
Yeah, but even before we go that, I want to appreciate her. She's been with me throughout all my lows, all my downs. She's been there for me, really. I think it's because she understands how hardworking I am. This is someone who I can spend the whole night in my study working and go to the bedroom at 5 a.m. So she understands how much hard work I put into whatever I do. So that thing of being jailed, it was crazy. I didn't even know what I had done. Even the people who arrested me didn't seem to know exactly why they were arresting me. It was just a panic mode, because at the time I was like investigating everyone. So it so happened that I had a source.
I need to pause you there. I want the story in just a bit. This is Moving Humanity Forward podcast. That's how you find us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, as well as on TikTok. But on Facebook, if you type MHF Podcast, that is the way you'll be able to find us. Don't you go anywhere. All right, back with that story.
We are a healthcare program consultancy company with a deep understanding of the unique challenges facing healthcare systems in low and middle-income countries across sub-Saharan Africa. Our mission is quite simple. We identify critical gaps in healthcare delivery, and we design practical and sustainable programs to solve them. And it all boils down to our expertise and our hands-on experience in the global health space. And I deep believe that a healthcare system isn't just about clinics, hospitals, or governments. It includes everyone, from corporate organizations, business entities, community organizations, schools, families, and individuals. That is why our work spans from supporting national health departments or ministries of health to empowering communities with the tools and the knowledge they need to save lives and improve healthcare outcomes. Whether it's training healthcare providers to community members, or strengthening emergency response systems and developing life-saving programs, we build sustainable and impactful solutions. We are healthcare system solutions.
Welcome back. This is Moving Humanity Forward podcast, and Sonny, I want us to get straight into it. You were still telling us what happened that landed you in jail for a couple of days.
Yeah, I had a source at OP, as I did everywhere. So the number one rule between me and my sources was that we don't communicate over the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this source made the biggest mistake ever.
And communicated
He
over the phone.
contacted me over the phone, not just a phone, landline, yeah, OP.
Yo.
So he tells me, I have something for you. Then I tell him, but we don't do it this way, man. We have our code, how we communicate, and then we meet, and then we take it from there. So it was already too late. They picked it. He was under surveillance as he was making copies of this document. They were watching him.
Yeah.
Until he got them in the brown envelope. So when I met him, it wasn't to collect the envelope. But then he blundered.
Wait, what year was this? Where were you working?
It was 2016.
And where were you working at that time?
I was still, I think Gazette. I think I was freelance for Gazette Sunday Standard.
At the time?
At the time,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to share a little bit about what the story was about?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the story. We eventually published it. So I want to compress it. So he comes out, walks towards my car, and I say, I hope that's not the envelope, because we were to meet, but not to get the envelope at the time, because I knew what, no, we can't get the envelope right now. We are compromised.
Yeah.
But she comes with the envelope, and as she walks towards me, I tell him, you know what? I think we are being watched. I saw a dilapidated Corolla there. So the guy was holding a walkie-talkie, and then when I looked at him, he brought it down. I said, I think we are being watched. Before I could even finish the sentence, we were surrounded. It was a movie.
Yeah.
They take us, get inside the car. So we get in the car. I still haven't got my envelope. We drive to CID. When we get there, I tell them, no, we are not saying anything without a lawyer.
Yeah.
My source. And then Baba Nagar, no, this one, Udingala, okay, Mr. Serite Remela, and guess what they tell him? No, man, if you've been caught, just confess, then everything will be settled.
Yeah.
And then he tells them, oh no, yes,
He
confessed. I have this envelope. Yes, I was to give it to Serite. Whew. Then I come inside. Hey, no, this person confessed our envelope. Then I say, well, what's in the envelope? Let me see what's in the envelope. They give it to me. Then okay, I'm reading the juicy stuff. Then someone says, I think he's reading. They take it from me. At that time, they don't want us to call lawyers. Luckily, one of them was good-hearted enough. When they took me out, as I was waiting outside, this person came to me and said, give me Teso's number. Yeah. So I give her Teso's number. She calls Tebo. Sonny's in trouble. Please call a lawyer in. She's at CPS. And then she drops. And then Tebo phoned. I think she phoned Bo Outa. Yeah. And then that's how everyone got to know her. I'm at the police station.
Yeah.
So then, it was crazy. You know,
what were you initially charged with at that?
You see, that's the most interesting part. When you are arrested, when you are put in a cell, there's a book, there is a register. They need to write the offense.
And the charge.
So this constable says, Morena, how offense ke kwale gere? Morena says, or a threat to national security. We'll see how we'll change. But for now, just write threat to national security. Okay, we go in there.
So the Morena is literally scratching his head and making it up.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because the thing is, the arrest was made by DIS. The whole operation was done by DIS. But now DIS doesn't go to court. They hand over to the police.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who do prosecution. But now the people who have to go to court, they don't know exactly
what's the story.
What's the story? You know, it was interesting when we eventually went to court. The magistrate asked, so you say they stole some documents from OP. Yes. What are the documents? What do they contain? I don't know. We were just told that they stole. So you are prosecuting someone for theft. But if we were to bring different documents here, you wouldn't even know which ones were stolen. You know, I felt sorry for the CID boss because he couldn't answer so many questions. That's how eventually I was acquitted, because they didn't even find the envelope in my possession. They didn't know what was stolen. But in short, the story, the envelope, what was contained in the envelope was that one of then President Ian Khama, one of his aides, he was involved in an accident, a quad bike. They were playing, he used to play quad bikes. So the most interesting part about it was that he made claims twice. He wanted the OP to pay him, yet he had been paid by some medical aid. So it was double claim for something that he was doing. It wasn't even job related. They were just playing with quad bikes. So that was the story. Yeah. But I think at the time, because it was at the time when I was writing a lot, digging a lot of information. So they didn't know what I had. OP, so envelope from OP.
And
everyone was panicking.
Yeah.
Even the CID guys who said, we've never seen a case interest attract so much attention, because we have our bosses calling, they are coming here. Even when we went to jail, those guys were saying, we thought you have robbed a bank or something, or you killed someone. The escort, it was too much. Yeah.
So what were you charged with? Karar after scratching head, threat to
Eventually, I
national
think
security.
I got a hell no national security, and then I think go court there, it became, was it theft of documents, something, but it was basically that we have stolen documents from the office of the president. Yeah.
So where did sedition come from? Kana, that was separately for Sunday Standard.
Sedition, I think it was separated for Sunday Standard.
Oh, so you weren't involved in that one?
Yes, understand that. No.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I wasn't involved in
Okay,
that
but
one.
were you
Yeah.
working with them at that time?
Yes. I was there, but yes, edition, I wasn't part of it.
You weren't part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's edition, I think it was attracted by, was it Edgar Tsimane's story, Sahore President Ian Una Tudile Moto and all that. That's where
yeah,
it came
I do
from.
remember
Yeah.
that.
So mine was the OP.
So
OP file.
Edgar actually ended up leaving the country.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not safe here.
Yeah.
Why did you not do the same? Were you not scared that something might happen to you? Especially like you're saying, if your case is attracting where people are, this escort, so much attention.
Yeah, and trust me, there were so many threats to my life, but I decided, no, I'm not going anywhere. Even my mother at some point said, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, mother, show me if you are saying yours, ask her. Yeah, so I think I had the guts and the heart for the job. So for me, and the good thing about it all is that even as I had people who wanted to eliminate me, I had those who wanted me alive within the system that wanted me. So they always gave me the heads up. Anyway, there's an operation. You are traveling to Maun. So do this, do this.
Careful,
Yeah. So they give me tips. If you don't go to a bar. If you go to a bar, don't leave your drink. Do this. So I was always ahead of them. Yeah, that's how I basically managed to survive.
I think that's very important. Some sort of faith or higher power at some point, I think, keeps you safe. So maybe at this point I can ask you a little bit about what yours is. Are you Christian? Do you what's yours?
I do none of those, but I believe in a higher being. My church is in my heart. I don't attend church, but check my playlist. So many gospel songs just for my spiritual healing. So yeah.
No, I mean, part of that is I wanted to just understand how you landed the CEDA ambassadorship gig, because a lot of people feel like, there was some envelopes, brown nose involved at some point. How did you land that gig?
No, it's all hard work and focus. It was simple. I resigned from active journalism 2018-19 or thereabout. I think I had played my part. I felt that I had done my part, and I was seeing the direction that the media was taking. Okay, there's no growth here. There's no growth here. So I decided, you know what? I studied broadcasting journalism. At the time, I had studied broadcasting journalism, and there were so many elements in there, PR, communications. And I said, you know what? Let me try another aspect of my training. So the intention was, okay, I'm going corporate. And then I did, after quitting at the Gazette, COVID came, 2019. We were all home. Then I spoke to Talefancha. I said, you know what? I want to write a proposal to Botswana tourism, because many tourism enterprises are crying right now. There are no international tourists coming in. Now they are only relying on domestic travel. But Botswana do not travel. How about we talk to BTO? Then we do an expedition to show Botswana around, how to get about. And then they agreed. We did the Rediscover Botswana expedition. It was successful. A lot of enterprises told us that they got bookings from locals because people couldn't travel outside, people couldn't travel inside. So yeah, that's how it happened. It was a success. After that, it's finished. I do another proposal now to CEDA. And I tell CEDA, you know what, CEDA, you are doing a good job. But you know what? I'm a journalist and I know we will never write about the good stories that you write.
That you have.
Yes, that you have actually, yeah. Because I gave them an example. At the time, there was a leaked list of beneficiaries, CEDA beneficiaries. It had about more than 200 names. You know what the media did? They picked 5 names, politically affiliated names, okay, to make it look like CEDA ke ama politiki hela. If Senimiana is saying, they would ignore that. That's how we do it in media. If we write positive, we think no, you need to pay for it. It's PR. We want the negatives. So this is what I can do. I'm part of Baba Sensing. Can I be part of Baba Bakanyan? I write a proposal to Mr. Taman. This is what I can do. I can go around profiling your clients so that they tell their own stories, how CEDA assisted them. Because some of the industries, even people don't even know you can assist. Mr. Tabo sits down with his team. They look at the money they spend on newspaper adverts and there are no returns in those and say, but instead of newspaper, why don't we give it a human touch? You know, Sunny goes around, interviews these people, promotes our services and products. Okay, they take it to the board approves it. I start my work. Initially,
Pause.
okay.
Did you know Thabo, be outside of this personally, or did you have some sort of relation? In your media work, you knew him then?
I actually had no relationship with Thabo. In fact, I took the proposal to him. Why? Because CEDA was one of the institutions taking negative,
not in a positive light.
not in a positive light. Yeah. So I didn't know Thabo before I met him get the proposal. And the proposal, when I started, we had said, let's do it 4 months. 4 months. Botswana ile bone ba re no re itsile gore ba batla go profiler ba ba itseng hairline because 4 months was too short. And then we had to extend so that we cover as many people as possible. The demand then grew for the thing, for the people wanted to be profiled because it was free advertising for them, free marketing. CEDA pays me when it was the money that I could be charging these businesses was being taken care of by CEDA.
Yeah. So basically CEDA was sponsoring their beneficiaries.
So everyone wanted to be profiled. Yeah.
So what was your mandate as the ambassador, and what are some of the highlights for you in that time?
My mandate was simple. Go and demystify this thing. Go to the deep ends of the country. I would go to people and they don't even know who the president of the country is, but they're beneficiaries of CEDA. And then yes, it was just to take our services to the people. Go tell them about CEDA. Go hear them out. Give us feedback. Thabo said, you're going to be my ears and eyes. I travel as far. Trust me, the branch just because of my recommendation. I went to, people baba overseas. They had to go to Maung for their services. Yeah. Then I said, but those people, they're too far. Can't you do something for them? People it's because people in Tsabong had to drive all the way to Hukuns for services. They're opening a branch in, I think, Totomowat. So it was through feedback from the people. No, we want this, we think, and then a level up. No, but this one is justified. We need to open a branch here. And then there's where I would help people because I had access to people that send me messages. I remember when I posted how I can say batho ba nkgakgalla ke re kana mme ne ke ba bangwe ne ke ba thusa by 10 about ke a gore ne ke influencer what was happening because but no, it was just to say, hey, can you check this person I don't know 4 months apply. Can you check how far you are with the application? Or it was just that.
So highlights, what are some of those for you?
Highlights. I think the best part about my job is I got to know Botswana. There's no part in Botswana that I haven't been to. But the highlight is there are so many hardworking Botswana. That's what I picked. Hardworking Botswana who wake up and they want to do something for themselves. Rona re tabo re le busy mo re ga go dure sepeng ro gana mo Facebook, but there are people ba le gore they work hard, especially bagolo ba tshaba sekoloto mo go masweng. Those are the best paying clients tsa CEDA. Ha ba tsamaya di ba dirisa se go teng se ba rileng ba go sa dirisa. Yeah.
And they pay back the
Yeah,
loan.
yeah.
I mean, you're not mentioning what a lot of people know as far as highlights in your time there, but this one got a lot of media attention, and it was, I think a lot of it was leaked, by a certain blogger on social media, and the reports just came out. Horisani, una senya, ke cartel. I want us to get to the bottom of that, and I think let's first of all perhaps start with the allegation that came out. Horinya, there's at least one or two companies tse leng gore wa claima, right? This was the allegation. You're claiming to be advertising a business, but in actuality, this is your
My
business.
business, yeah.
So what are you doing, putting your own self on the platform?
That so-called blogger, what he did, it helped me to realize gore Batswana ba naive, and most of them are dunderheads. Trust me, I was taken aback when even people couldn't understand what was going on. Because at some point I tried to explain it, then I went this is what was happening. The company we are advertiser. I don't know if you're talking about Rocco Mamas.
Right, that is one of them. Then there's also the one of I think the cars,
The cars,
as well.
yeah. The Rocco Mamas thing is simple. I don't own Rocco Mama's store. There's a difference between company name and business name. So this is what happened. I once registered Rocco Mamas Pty Ltd company name. Go sipa how register a company. For as long as the name is not taken, they will give it to you. Rocco Mamas Pty Ltd. They gave me the license.
Were you trying to buy the franchise? What was happening?
I was trying to, and then Motseling. So when the owner of Rocco Mamas, in fact, the reason when I asked Rocco Mamas, they said, no, you can't use Rocco Mamas Pty Ltd as a company name. That's a franchise name because Rocco Mamas, and they were right, you can't use Rocco Mamas. You have to use
a different company.
Sonny Serite trading as. Then I left it. That guy opens Rocco Mamas store. Under his company, another company, Pty Ltd, trading as Rocco Mamas store. Fully funded by CEDA, then profile. And then, when you go to SIPA.
Were you in business with him?
No, I wasn't.
You had no shares in the company?
No. I have absolutely no shares.
So if we get on the SIPA website right now and type that, we will see where you never owned any shares in the company that is currently trading as Rocco Mamas.
Definitely. That guy runs the company with his wife. Yeah, but I have no shares whatsoever. The only confusion was trading name, company name. I think that's what confused people. I tried to explain it. No. So then you go SIPA. Yes. You go to SIPA. You will see Rocco Mamas Pty Ltd. My name might appear there, but Hakuna company.
So you never traded under that business?
No. You can never. Rocco Mamas will never allow you to trade under that. It's a franchise. They will never allow you to do that. So there's Rocco Mamas store, trading name, under company. Yeah, so that's what happened.
And then with the cars,
yes, with the cars, as I was traveling around the country, I was doing CEDA work. I wasn't only doing it to inspire people, I was getting inspired as well.
You can't help it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was looking at this, okay, There's this. Okay, this is how it started. I would go into the bush. Ke bona dikoloi tsa safari. Namibian companies. Then I asked these guys, why you seem to like Botswana? Why do you hire your safari vehicles from Namibia? Because we don't
Chayo mo Botswana.
hire more Botswana. We always try to get vehicles from Botswana. Go, oh, okay, there's a need for this. Then I go to CEDA. My contract is about to end. Do I qualify for a loan? Because I want to do a business here, safari vehicle renter. First of all, do you have any client who is into this business? Because I don't want to venture into something that you have already funded. Because okay, he was going around outside the ideas about. No, we haven't funded anyone who self-drive vehicles. The only people we have.
Let me pause you here.
Yeah.
So you're saying to me that ga gona le ga ile Motswana ope o kareng. By the way, what year was that when you
2020 two, 3.
So 22, 23.
Yeah.
So are you saying that a gona Motswana o kareng between say around that time 2022 2023 ona tsentse proposal and then because this is a big issue that came out or has come out numerous times across I believe even the past decade or more that apparently CEDA will submit the proposal and someone steals your idea or reject your next thing you see someone else doing it. Are you saying to me, are you promising to us on this platform or nobody had submitted that was our idea and then when because you're connected
I can absolutely say that no, because one thing you need to understand as brand ambassador, I have no access to the file. I don't know who submits what. I'm not privy to that information. Who submits what? What I know is I asked my own branches, especially because that's where this business is concentrated. No, we don't have anything in that. However, this one thing people must understand. A business idea, Kathy, we can submit business ideas really true. So the biggest mistake people make is to think proposal. Why no, it doesn't work like that. You go there to defend your business and then mabaka wa nelang go na gore harologanya gore yo fundiwang ke ma yo sa fundiwang ke ma. I mean 2025 I always look at people you just a business idea. No. Business idea you just say okay, you can even say what are the most what can I say? Profitable. Google will give you all that, and then you can write so many proposals. And then there's this thing I want to see that which are the business idea. Many people have been called to say, okay, come, bring your proposal. Against muturing o business idea how relevant they always share they would say it on social media, but when confronted no, bring the evidence, they share away from bringing that evidence. I would love to see that. Business idea. One how what is the business idea? We tell word for word, something is amiss or something is fishy here. You'll tell what a business idea you do. And for that, I must maybe mention what my business idea. I didn't write it. I came up with a concept. I want to do this. You know who did my business idea? Minister Kelebeng. Yeah.
He wrote the
No. He ran before and he has a company, Knighthood Consulting.
Yes, I know that one. Yeah.
He does business proposals. And because he's good, he'd post I did this business for CEDA, it has been funded. So he had a track record. That's why I approached him. You know what? I have this idea. And it took back and forth about the information to put it all together. As a robal. And when Mutasa Robala we did a proposal and then Butamtarano, it's sad. Kelebeng had access to CEDA, I want to believe. He was just using his knowledge because he would to show that he I don't think we would where he would tell me, okay, go and gather information. Go borderlands tsa Botswana di kae. Okay, ya go tourism. We had to gather a lot of information, and he involved me in gathering all this information, put it together. Re bala, re bona gore le yone CEDA ya kgona go busa re no here we think we need to additional information and
Yeah, I
all
get the
that.
bill. So you're saying CEDA was trying to make you win. Was that not you now getting special treatment? Huh?
No. Okay, if you are going to say because I'm the brand ambassador, then I shouldn't get a loan from CEDA.
Not that you shouldn't get a loan, but now it looks like, maybe you didn't qualify. And then we said, no,
How
how
so?
qualify, but do ABC gore re tlo kgone go qualify.
No.
Kana, is that something that's offered to
No,
everybody?
it's offered to everybody.
Uh-huh.
This is what happens with CEDA. Every time why CEDA and reject they always want to stop there. No, CEDA doesn't write a letter and say you've been rejected. It doesn't stop there. They give you reasons why you have been rejected. They give you time to go and find out or to go and add that information in seats. They can say like in my case, it was back and forth. Some point they needed security, some point they needed what's the contribution and all that. I wasn't given any
Special treatment.
Actually, Mr. Tamani didn't even know about it until I was funded. He wasn't in the meeting on Ochara when my proposal was submitted. Yeah. So there was no special treatment. Trust me, I went through all the hurdles. And the board, for me to be considered for loan, they'll say, okay, this guy is just a service provider. He's not an employee. One, I have no office, go CEDA. I don't get benefits as CEDA. Say, an employer CEDA on medical aid, housing scheme. So you're saying this guy should waste 4 years doing this, but he shouldn't be allowed to.
That's you pointing out what there wasn't necessarily a conflict of
There wasn't.
interest.
No.
There
wasn't. That one can be argued if people argue, but there was nothing illegal that was done. Yes, opinions are there. One can say, hey, one can say, but no, I'm a service provider. And CEDA always, I always look at people. Do you know that blogger okay, it's not your blogger. Blogger ya bone akwala gore ebile CEDA inteketse dikolo ebile e di hirisa mo go nna. CEDA has never used my vehicles, not even once. I remember at some point.
But why? I mean, if you're in business,
exactly.
why shouldn't
you know what? CEDA, when CEDA funds you, every time we traveled, accommodation, the first person you're considering
needs to be a beneficiary. So why were you not?
Exactly. I once raised it because I remember there was a time idle. They took a car from, they rented a vehicle from another company. Then I said, guys, why are you not supporting me? I didn't get the answer, but it was a blessing in disguise. So
that's another one where you're willing to put your head on the block to say, listen, Ibile, if anything, I got less special treatment.
Exactly. CEDA has never rented a vehicle from me. The vehicle that I was using for CEDA work was from CEDA, not from my company.
I was about to say, good that you're clarifying that one, because that was another one. The branded one.
The branded one, yeah. It was.
The story
it was a CEDA vehicle. It has gone back now. Everything, all my tools of trade.
Yeah.
My contract ended in March.
When?
End of March, 2 months ago.
2025.
2025. Yes, I know the blogger had excited his followers. Harago Christmasing. I've been fired from CEDA. And then, it was at a time where I decided, no, I'm not engaging.
I do want to talk a little bit about that, because you kind of went quiet. And I think that is why when this all broke out, it was you had initially been very, very vocal and loud and visual on social media, and you weren't so much once all of this broke out. But we'll get to the bottom of that in just a bit. But I want to remind you that at HSS, we believe that every healthcare provider deserves the tools as well as the training to deliver high quality care. And this is no matter where they are. So from Botswana to South Africa and beyond, HSS works to develop local capacity, to train instructors and expand access to life-saving training programs. Together, we are creating a stronger chain of survival as well as a healthier future for all of us. Discover more at healthcaresystems.co.bw, and remember, you too can get your message put out right here on the slot. This is Moving Humanity Forward podcast. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lone, a wellness administrator at Key Wellness. Now let's do 5 questions in 60 seconds. I coordinate everything behind the curtains, from wellness days to therapist support. Hago suta, know that I'm likely behind it. It's the details, the venues, the flow, but the goal is only one, to ensure that our customers have a safe environment. I think that would be structure. Wellness work needs structure, so I ensure that our programs run like clockwork so that the healing can happen without any stress. Dynamic. Everyone loves dynamic. We offer financial advisory, psychosocial support, debt rehabilitation and management, as well as change management accompanied with restructuring support. So I get to see how we impact the lives of Botswana across the country. My word would be transformational, because what we do here, it really shifts and moves people.
Welcome back. This is Moving Humanity Forward podcast. And Sonny, you were still telling us why you went quiet on social media, because in a lot of eyes, it's almost as if and so there's a lot of people who feel like he went quiet because chinichap.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I went silent. Initially, you remember when it started.
Yeah, you were trying to
Exactly, because
speak.
initially I thought, no, I think maybe it's out of ignorance, people don't understand. Then I tried to explain. But then I realized, no, this has got nothing to do with people who want to understand. It's out of hate and jealousy. So I can't keep up. And then I decided, you know what, maybe it makes them feel better to bully me. But now it doesn't pay my bills. I need to go out there and work. That's how I ignore them. And then again, I was trying to protect the brand, CEDA.
Yeah.
Because I'm human after all. There was that temptation. In fact, at some point, and CEDA didn't like it. But I told them, I'm a human being. For as long as people bang attack and because there was this thing about CEDA didn't come to my rescue to say, no, as far as we know, oh my God. So I decided, you know what, for my sanity, let me just ignore and continue.
But I believe
with
your
my
wife
life.
also, made a couple of comments as well.
Yes. That's how she also stopped. Because I'll tell you, the reason my wife was all over trying to defend me, as I've said, Harisimal, she's one person who knows how hardworking I am, how I've acquired all these things taken on little no one. So she was trying, you can understand the frustration. Gore monna ha going o tswa gore ka kgomo ile one la pepetetsa ya utsuwa from his own pocket, and then motho ba taba ra o reketse dikgomo di cementale ke CEDA wa bona. So you can understand how she felt. That's why now ka all over like go protect. But then I went to this vlogger, whatever he wants to be addressed as. I sat down and said, what could be motivating this guy to go all out on me? So I went through his post. There's a long post he made about himself, how he grew up, how he didn't get the love from Basadi. It's him, it's still there. Then I said, oh, maybe this guy, like, he's compensating for the love he never got. Like, this makes him feel better.
Did you ever approach him, personally, man to man?
I had no reason to.
Yeah.
I had no reason to approach him.
So even now, you're not interested in saying, you
At
know what,
all.
let's sit down, smoke a peace pipe.
No, I mean, he's the one who doesn't have peace with me.
Yeah.
So, smoke the peace
No, but
pipe
did you
for
not
him.
have a lawsuit? I mean, there was a lawsuit that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were shown
Yeah.
against him from you.
So the only way I can deal with him right now is through my lawyers.
So you never wanted to at least have a conversation with him and say to him, my guy, this is why you're wrong. Go and apologize.
He was at a point where everything that got him likes, he would go for it. So I wanted him to enjoy the likes as much as he could. I don't know. But I wasn't willing to approach him. He never bothered to approach me. In my world of investigation,
He never reached out to you at any point to say,
Not at
what
all.
is your side of this?
Never.
Is the story I'm seeing.
Exactly.
Here's the evidence I
Exactly.
have. Give me your version.
Exactly. I was about to go there. In my world of investigation, proper investigation, you don't write something about someone without giving them the right of reply. I see this allegation. What do you have to say about it? But in his instance, how Sarate Sani, you just inbox him something and then buy as gospel truth. Yeah, that's not an investigation. That's gossip. Yeah, so that's what he was doing. He was just splashing gossip. You know,
So how far-
it's sad. It's sad. Trust me. There's this one in Tenamoma where he posted something to the effect that one member of the marketing team at CEDA was fired because of me after I got there. No, I'll mention names one day. That lady she's talking about, she was fired because she stole money from CEDA. Yeah, that's how she was fired.
You
So-
were in no way. Were you
No.
joining as brand ambassador?
Nothing at all.
Had
This is
nothing
what
to do.
happened. I was summoned during her hearing. You know, I'm telling you, she would take money haradi tripping and then about what I get nagging see there. No, I was feeding Timmy Hassan until how I think in the red flag. I don't recognize the some village 10,000. Where do you buy
Dijo tsa 10,000, yeah.
some ridiculous money? And then I investigate you, Mr. Serite. No. At some point, I remember there was one receipt. Nando's how home delivery. They write home delivery. So I don't even know where she stays. So you just that's how she was fired. But then I became nkile ka uta mona hona hore ona araba thare no ba nkubile a kere sanutsile e be ke na obvious e bile ke tsa joking le kera wena o kubile mo tiro go ntsana o kara batho re kubile ke utswile let's wa bona so ha ke bona eta ka this guy sense mo like you see now yeah no I worked very well with team yako marketing CEDA. Even up to now we still good friends. We are now family. We are now family. Yeah.
So you did go quiet. I think once, you know, a lot of stuff was put on social media, lawsuits we saw, you know, coming to the table. How far are you able to share that with us? Or the lawsuit. And then
Yeah.
also you did go kind of quiet. Was that the reason why the contract ended?
No. The contract was loan to come end of May. In fact, the contract I had hinted for renew contract, but it was at the time when CEDA really needed me. CEDA and Leah, they needed me because you remember, yes, you can say it was election year. There's so many mananeo,
Yes.
so they needed me, and then we extended it by a year. But I had told them, no, I'm not renewing because now I want to venture into my things. I thought, no, I've done a lot. Okay, the profiles about can't I had done my
Your
job,
part,
my
yeah.
part, yeah. So CEDA contract because in hell. Yeah.
So you mentioned that, you know, as you're traveling, you got inspired. And one of the things you did was, I think, farming as one of the businesses that you ventured into, and one that also came about, I think, even just fairly recently, Teso Travel Agency. Take me a little bit behind the inspiration of what started us and tell us hore dikgomo tse o simotse o tsena jang mo farming, a ga se gore le wena ga o retire you got given very many gifts like how we've seen happen sometimes.
It's you know, I honestly say I don't like farming. I grew up. I live at Go Maun. My grandfather and then and they were all killed, wiped out. So be ke lose interest ya dikgomo ke motho wa small stock. My wife ke ne motho wa dikgomo tse batho di yang ka tsone tse tota. My wife ke na simolotseng ka one. We bought farmonyana hela ya 5 hectares from some old lady. We have the certificates. What people need
Lefandilwe ke SEDA?
No. Arafandwe, what people need to understand is I'm not married to a bimbo. I'm married to a PhD holder. She earns wa bereka le ene wa bona. So ona le madi a gagwe le ene. We bought this farm, very fancy. Re rekile poele one le kgomo tse pedi di namagadi. Hamdalo mongwe ha mo khatleng moeng. I remember re tsa re di sa go di 3. Ebe di tsala and then ha di ntse di tsala, I think 10 of them were stolen. That's how we started. Ha go fandiwa ke SEDA, nothing. Yeah.
So that's how tota ebile so
That's
then
how
you
the
can
farm
say Tebo is the one behind the farming more
Definitely.
than you.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then let's talk the travel agency. What is that you now sort of behind it, and what's the inspiration?
Yeah, the inspiration from Teso Travel Agency is just trying to monetize our passion. We love traveling, so we saw the need or the market for it. Because as we are traveling, people would ask, okay, how do you go about it? How do you book to go and spend some days in the bush? Then we said, instead of dishing out this information for free, why not make it a business? So basically, that's how Teso Travel Agency started. What we do, we curate packages for self-drive adventurers who want to venture into the bush, because we realized, Kathy, you have an off-roader, you have the money, you have the time, but you don't know how to go about it. So that's where we come in. Say, no, if you want to go to Savuti, start go Kasane, then do Savuti. Might as well pass by Kwai. We give you those options. That's what we do for you. Hassle-free. Book Department of National Wildlife and Parks will pay for you. Campsites. Yeah, that's basically what we do.
So you mentioned the fact that you'd been around tota o bone Botswana through the gig that you had as SEDA brand ambassador. Are there any other parts of Botswana that you haven't seen? Do you still have some on your this is on the to-do list?
I think I've ticked all the boxes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's never enough to travel. So even if I was to say some places, it's because I would want to go there again, not because I haven't been there. I think I've been to all national parks, all game reserves in Botswana. I've been to all of them.
Yeah.
But for this one, yes, Safari, I've seen these places personally out of my. It wasn't because of SEDA. SEDA showed me the villages and where there are businesses, but of course, the business are SEDA. So it wasn't SEDA. It's a SEDA Botswana. Yeah.
So in a way, that was Happy. You mentioned that's kind of your thing. You and your wife.
Yeah.
Going to the bushes.
Yes,
that's
we
your
travel
thing.
a lot.
Yeah.
We travel a lot.
I want to find out now in terms of just Botswana and travel. Do you think Botswana have continued the mandate? Because I know during COVID and after there was a big push for let's see our country, let's travel locally. Is that still the case? Are Botswana, exploring more, exploring less? What's the situation?
I think they are exploring more. They're exploring more. My disappointment is that there's so much education that needs to be put across there, so that as we tell Botswana to go into the bush, we must as well teach them how to behave while in the bush, because what we see there is totally embarrassing and hurtful. Botswana, we go into the bush to party. That is the problem.
And make noise and litter. And
Because I write proposals, Kathy. I wrote a proposal to B2O. Or you know what? Perhaps you need to engage me to teach Botswana how to behave in the parks. You'd go there. You and I can decide to go to a game reserve tomorrow. We will go. Do you know why? Because they charge us 125 billion per person. And then we go there, we find tourists from overseas who are charged 10 times what we pay for. Some of them take 10 years preparing for this trip. And then we go and ruin it for them, because now we don't care. Even if we make noise and the lions don't come here, we'll see them. We can come back next week. But for them, that's the only opportunity they have to come and see our animals.
Yeah.
We litter, I travel more. I always have a spare plastic bag.
For the rubbish.
di savannah, it's embarrassing because what are we saying about our tourism? Yeah, so that's why I think government, you see, diamonds are not selling now. They need to invest more on tourism. Sonny Serite tourism. No.
So you've turned so business savvy that you pick up those gaps
exactly.
much nowadays.
Where I see, but as I travel, someone taught me in business how I go hike December. O da una mthako la re ke ra gore le ice bapalo ke go rekisa. Why don't you sell it when
it's a gap right there.
Yeah, you need to feel it.
I want to close off our conversation, Sonny, with something that we were actually speaking about just before we started to say. A lot of people believe you got captured because it seemed for a lot of the time that you were speaking very much in alignment with UDC, and especially after what happened where you ended up in jail. It was as if, okay, this regime clearly let me, do what I can to show the people the truth. But then at some point it looks as if you switched and started being read. And I recall even when, all these allegations came out, there were photos, I think, whether it was you or they were both of you at some launch of something. Yeah, you see, the red, the politically aligned in this. That's, that's a lot of what came to the light. Are you able to share some light on that?
Actually, the photos, the photos there was never met President Masisi, but there was pictures with President Boko Lebondava at the launch here, some BNF event.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what happened. There's a mistake that people make. When I was writing hard-hitting articles against the BDP, it was because I thought what was happening was bad for Botswana. It so happened that the same song I was singing was being sung by the UDC. So we were in the same choir. And then when 2019 they changed tune, now it was straightforward. No,
what do you mean they changed tune?
They changed tune instead of, they told us what President Khama ruined Botswana, they're going to do this, we're going to investigate him. And
yes, I recall they're going to put him in jail. I think the current president said
exactly. That. And then 2019 they changed tune. No, he's a messiah. He suddenly became a messiah. Okay,
2019?
Last election. Yeah. Then everyone are okay. So now I remained in the chorus and so I think maybe the expectation was that so I couldn't do that. So they saw me as BDP and what. But for me, I was for the truth, not for any political party.
Are you a BDP member now?
Actually, I'm not.
Do you belong to any political party?
None whatsoever. The last political party I can claim BMD, when it was formed, Bo Botsalo invited me to be part of the youth. We started the youth league. That was the last time I had any karata political party.
Would you get into politics?
No.
Why not?
I don't. No, I would rather no. There's something that does something to people when they become politicians. Yeah. Once they get there, something about them changes completely. I see a lot of them, even when they were still UDC, the opposition, never but make about it. Now that they are at the helm of the things, completely changed. So there must be something. I don't think in Ghana, independent. Because I don't think no, because party.
So none of the manifestos currently are speaking to you?
No, it's all lies. I'm sorry.
I feel like there's not enough time and I want so much more time, but we're absolutely out of it. It's been an absolutely amazing episode of Moving Humanity Forward podcast today. Sonny, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Catch us next week.